So, I'm gonna be singing a song called I'll Be Okay. It's I'll Be Okay, Nanny. I wrote this song about my grandmother, who has recently passed, Eileen Hildebrandt. She has a big impact in my life. I was very close with her. She loved music, theater, dancing, basically everything in the arts. She loved painting. Um, she had a big impact on everyone's life and a big impact on mine too. Um, I was with her a lot, um, and she came to almost every single one of my performances and shows. The most recent one she was at was last year, and we did a production of Jesus Christ Superstar in my hometown. Um, yeah, she was an amazing person. She touched so many people. Family was a big thing in her life. And she meant a lot to me. And so, when she was sick, and in the hospital before she passed, I wrote this song for her, and I was going to sing it to her, but I never got the chance. So I sang it for her at her funeral, and every time since then, I always sing it for her because I know she's watching me. So again, it's called I'll Be Okay, Nanny. The chords are G, E minor, C, and D. Pretty well in that strumming, in that. You taught me how to stand up tall, even when I felt so small. Still hear you when I fall. Oh, Nanny, don't you worry about me. I carry your love in everything I see, in every step, every way. Part of you is here to stay, and even when the nights feel cold, try to wipe the tears from someone's eyes. You gave me more than words could show, a kind of love that helps me grow. And even though you're not right here, I feel you closer than I fear. You showed me how to carry on, even when the light feels gone. You're the strength I'm leaning. Oh, Nanny, don't you worry about me. I carry your love in everything I see, in every step, in every way. A part of you is here to stay. Even when the nights feel cold, I feel your arms, I feel your hold. So if you're watching, I just wanna say, I'll be okay. I hope I make you proud somehow, with every step I'm taking now. You're in my heart, you always were, in every word, in every blur. Oh, Nanny, I'm stronger 'cause of you and everything I say and do. You gave me love that never fades, light that time could never take. So when you hear me far away, just know I'm gonna be okay. I miss you more than words can say, but I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay, 'cause you loved me that way. So, yeah, my grandmother really did mean a lot to me. We did a lot of trips, and yeah, it's hard not having her here, but I know she is watching on me and keeping an eye on me, especially coming out through my music and singing, because it's what she loved. It's who she was. She did so many things in her life, and it's just, I miss her a lot. Yeah. Her obituary read, Eileen Frances Hildebrandt, born McCool, September 15th, 1943 to May 1st, 2026. It is with deep love and sorrow that we announce the passing of Eileen Frances Hildebrandt, who died peacefully on May 1st, 2026, at Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre in Barrie, Ontario, surrounded by the love of her family. Eileen would never have been comfortable with too much praise, but a life like hers asked to be remembered fully. She was generous in imagination, memory, music, and care. Eileen was born in Montreal on September 15th, 1943, the cherished only child of Michael Francis McCool and Eileen Patricia Butler. She grew up in Notre Dame de Grace, an English-speaking Irish Catholic family, whose home was full of music, laughter, food, faith, stories, and spirited conversation. Her Catholic upbringing was shaped by both sides of Montreal life. She attended English Catholic schools and worshipped at St. Augustine's with her mother, while also attending the French parish of St. Raymond's with her father. From her childhood windows at the family flat on St. James Street, she remembered the view towards St. Joseph's Oratory and St. Augustine's Church. And from the front balcony, the sweep across the Turcotte rail yards, the Lachine Canal, and the city in motion. Childhood also brought serious illness and injury. At 6, she spent Christmas in hospital with rheumatic fever, followed by a long year of bed rest at home. At 14, after a car accident, she became one of the early patients to benefit from pioneering facial reconstruction technique in Montreal, with surgeons replacing a plate internally and avoiding external scarring. Eileen remained a proud mother throughout her life. She carried with her the big city's energies, humor, neighborhood loyalties, languages, a sense of place, even as life took her through Ontario and far beyond. Proud of her Irish roots, she carried forward a rich oral tradition of storytelling, music, memory, and humor, preserving not only the facts of a life, but its texture. She was also deeply proud to be Canadian, with family roots tied to the Grand Trunk and CN railways. She understood Canada not as an abstraction, but as a country built through movement, work, distance, and connection. Like her mother before her, she studied the country, its people, and its histories with lasting curiosity. She was grateful for the landscapes and communities that shaped her family's stories from coast to coast. At Camp Chapleau in the Laurentians held a special place in Eileen's heart from childhood, with its train rides, campfires, songs, prayers, and swimming, and a sense of belonging. It was also where bonds with beloved cousins, Betty, Robert, Billy, Kevin, Clinton, and Eileen, deepened into long life friendships. Close enough to feel like siblings. Camping was woven into family life too. During her father's annual vacation from CN, the family spent 2 weeks each summer camping in Plattsburgh, New York. Eileen later carried that tradition forward with Gordon and their children, camping through Ontario and across the country to Newfoundland, with Lake Superior Provincial Park among the family's treasured places. Eileen's life held both joy and difficult chapters, including illness, injury, and she lived through them with honesty, resilience, and a deep commitment to family. As a young mother, Eileen moved to Vancouver with her first husband, Joseph John Gillis, and often remembered the daily walks to the beach with her young daughters in a pram. And after that marriage ended, she returned east. In time, she met Gordon William Hildebrandt, my grandfather, with whom she built a life rooted in devotion, humor, service, and community. Eileen moved through life humbly with a quiet conviction. She did not seek attention for the work she did, yet she used her voice when it mattered. She had a gift for gathering people and making them feel welcome. In 1972, Eileen and Gordon moved their family to Novar, north of Huntsville, where Eileen found a strong voice in public and community life, seeing the need for a place where local children could gather and take part in activities. She chaired the committee responsible for building the Novar Community Center, a gathering place that continues to serve the community today. She volunteered at Fairburn Nursing Home, supported Scouts, served as Snowy Owl with the Brownies in Huntsville and in the 1970s, and performed in 6 musicals with the Huntsville Rotary Club between 1979 and 1985. Eileen and Gordon found lasting joy, friendship, and community through modern square dancing, traveling as a family to dances, events, and conventions. Family memories include square dancing on a raft on a lake in Muskoka, and even on Parliament Hill. Moments that captured the joy, movement, and fellowship that dancing brought into their lives. After moving to Pembroke, they co-founded the Swinging Swallows Modern Square Dancing Club, which continues today, a living reminder of the community they helped build. Eileen did not simply live in houses. She made homes. The welcome she knew in childhood became the welcome she offered throughout her life. Her door was open to relatives, friends, neighbors, children, and anyone who needed warmth, food, conversation, or refuge. In Novar and later Pembroke, that welcome included her own parents, who lived with Eileen and Gordon for many years and remained part of daily family life until their deaths in the early 1990s. In later years, Eileen and Gordon made their home with their youngest daughter, Marianne, another expression of the close, multi-generational family life that had shaped Eileen from childhood. Animals were part of the home life too. Eileen remembered cats Tabby and Muffin, Budgies in the Novar years, and beloved dogs Lady, Boots, Socks, Bambi, Laddie, Boots, Socks, Bambi, Thumper, Lady, Maggie, Chloe, Clover, and Abby. She often said she would have loved to have a farm, to which Gordon jokingly replied that the idea only worked until she named all the livestock. Chloe, Clover, and Abby will especially miss cookie time with her, which was right before bed. Chloe and Clover are 2 golden retrievers. Abby is a St. Bernard. They're very rambunctious, and she definitely loved them. After many active years in Novar, Eileen and Gordon later returned to Renfrew County, where her work turned increasingly toward care. She trained as a healthcare aide through Algonquin College and completed further study in activation techniques in gerontology through Durham College, along with training in palliative and pastoral care. She worked at Marion Hill in Pembroke and Grove Park Lodge in Renfrew, served as a private companion to a woman living with Alzheimer's, and worked as a relief counselor at Avoca Interval House in Eganville. In each role, she brought patience, humor, and a deep respect for the person in front of her. Her creativity found partial expression as well. In the 1980s and early 1990s, Eileen and Gordon ran a ceramics business, pouring and firing pieces that Eileen painted by hand and sold at craft sales in Renfrew County. Later in life, she returned to painting on canvases for her own enjoyment. She also wrote poetry and the occasional limerick, sometimes using her humor to keep musical directors on their toes. Faith, history, and music came together in her work with the historic Pioneer Church at Champlain Trail Museum. After the church was moved to Mixburg, Eileen worked with the museum board to help establish a summer evensong program, inspired in part by her memories of Sand Lake Church in Muskoka. For several years, she welcomed people every Thursday evening through the summer and at Christmas, bringing together faith leaders from Pembroke and the surrounding area for fellowship, music, and prayer. The program continues today through the Ottawa Valley Historical Society. Music was one of the great constants in Eileen's life. She sang with the St. Andrew's United Church Choir in Novar and later with Wesley Union United Church and First Presbyterian Church in Pembroke. She sang with the Pembroke Community Choir from 1986 to 2008. On several occasions, she shared her gifts as a soloist at church, with the Pembroke Community Choir, and at weddings and funerals. She performed with the Pembroke Musical Society, appearing in the chorus of Kiss Me, Kate, and later as Evangeline Harcourt in Anything Goes. Through the Ottawa Valley Music Festival, also known as the Valley Festival, Eileen became part of the Valley's classical music community. She was part of the founding board of directors, served as the first chair of the Valley Festival Chorus, sang with the chorus for more than a decade, and helped create and launch the Valley Festival Scholarship. In that role, she helped introduce the Young Performers Highlight, giving local musicians a place to be heard, encouraged, and celebrated. She also sang with the Muskoka Rock Choir in 2013-2014 season. In Pembroke, Eileen also shared a ministry of music with her friend Jane Smith, who played piano while Eileen led residents in song at local long-term care homes. At Supplies Landing, she supported social coordination and helped bring music into the afternoon. Travel also remained central to who she was. Eileen traveled across Canada, visiting every province by train, plane, and automobile, and journeyed beyond Canada to the United States, the Caribbean, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Europe, and China. Along the way, she made a point of visiting provincial and national parks, learning from them and sharing the beauty of the country with her family. Wherever she went, she returned with stories. Above all, Eileen was a keeper of memory for her family. She preserved names, photographs, places, stories, receipts, travels, songs, and the small details that might otherwise have slipped away. Her genealogy work was never only about ancestry. It was an act of love, a way of helping those who came after her know where they came from. Eileen is survived by her children Audrey Gillis, Heather Gillis, Charlene Cornaga, Dennis, Sherry Searle and Peter, Andrew Hildebrandt, Trevor Hildebrandt, and Marianne Hildebrandt. Her grandchildren Joseph, Michael, Kristen, Stefano, Jared and Haley, Frank, Megan and Ben, Logan, myself, Madison, Christopher and William. Her great-grandchildren Sage, Blair, Tyler, Orla, Michael, Alani, and Poppy. Her step-grandchildren, Harrison and Eleanor, her Aunt Madeline McCool and her husband, Roger Karen, and many cousins and extended family members across several generations, including her lifelong and much-loved cousins, Betty Hildebrandt, Robert Moody and Maureen, and Billy Duffy and Solange. She is also lovingly remembered by dear friends who became family, including Diane MacDonald. She was predeceased by cherished friends Effie Hogston, Calvin, and Donna Coultier, Dr. Dorothy Wilson, and Judy Valiant Buchholz, each of whom held a special place in her heart and in the life she and Gordon built. She was predeceased by her husband Gordon Hildebrandt, her former husband Joseph Gillis, her parents Michael McCool and Eileen Butler, her grandson Wesley Hildebrandt, her great-grandson Tanner Kloss Gillis, many beloved aunts, uncles, and cousins, and dear cousins, including Kevin Mooney, Clinton Mooney, and Eileen Butler Duffy. The family is deeply grateful to the teams at Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre, particularly the Cardiac Care Unit and Integrated Stroke and Rehabilitation Unit, for the excellent and compassionate care they provided to Eileen. We are also thankful to South Lake Regional Health Center in Newmarket, where her heart valve replacement gave our family 2 more precious years with her. The family also extends sincere thanks to Dr. Bozak and Dr. Eaton for their care and support over the years. She did a lot in her life. I'm very proud to be her granddaughter.